Here we are again to show. I'm going to do a test on this will be a screen recording. But here's the thing, you can look at, of course, you can look at my stuff here that I have on my phone. Let's see what it goes to. Let's turn it this way. Oh, low volume warning. There we go. Now let's see if we can hear anything out here. Let's go over here where the reported death sighting was and see if we can see anything. Come on, Delilah. Feels good outside. I keep forgetting about this whenever I doing screen recordings. Let's see.
Not even close.
Not even close. Not even close to what? See, the thing is, I like this one here. You can look at different. Shows the negative background. But you can see movement. Shadows look like bright. And then there's this one.
I want one.
You want a dog? Is that what you're saying?
Succeed.
Really? You're saying that you've succeeded at communicating with me about having a dog.
I meant it.
You meant you wanted a dog. Then there's this other one. Let's close that now. The SCLS or something. Oh, come on. That's bullcrap. So it knows your screen recording? That's super weird. But you can use this and do some recording as well. I don't know what that is. Natural line. Oh, let's see here if we could take that away. I just Anyway, that other one there is, I guess you can't use while you're screen recording, because it's a good way to, you don't have to hit record and use their recording, which is weird because you can use this one as your screen recording. That's weird how that one don't know that you're screen recording. Anyways, we can use this when we're, what do you call it? Ghost hunting or whatever. I was just wanting to try this test out to see how it would go, and you can go to different ones. Try this one out, which I'm not really sure what this one does. Let me look at some life form. Shows some kind of movement. So you can't see wrinkles over there. You can see movement, but it's not really. And you have this purple. Not really sure what this shows. It's a bright sunny day. Of course, you saw there's the green. And there's the regular. I don't know what this does. What does this do? Oh, I don't have any, currently have any. $750 words loaded. Not really sure if it's really something that the words, it sometimes comes up with rant. Now that one just now that you saw was I want one, and you know, I mean it, blah blah blah, all that. Success of, seems like a, you know, a, what do they call it, a an intelligent being, you know. You know, it's carrying on somewhat of a conversation. So it's not like it's I do know this area, like I said, has had reports of death here. Any other spirits, not really. Now death, what do you consider that? A demon? It's an agent of God, you know. Everybody has to die. You know, everybody's destined to die. You know, a demon is an agent of Satan to cause chaos, fear, anxiety, and violence, hate, you know, everything that is evil. Then you have death, which is a agent of God. You know, God brings his people home, and the death guides them people to,
It's here.
death is here. Where exactly is death? Oh, there's a little red ant climbing on. But death is, you know, used by God to put his people to rest. Is supposedly. Now, nobody really knows, you know, does he cause the death? You know, a lot of people die of natural causes, which is usually their own demise, you know. Oh, if I had a heart attack, you know, that's natural causes. Well, actually, it could have been prevented. Now, eventually, the heart does give out, you know, it does. But the way your eating habits, exercise, and stuff like that does determine a lot about your demise. If you start being unhealthy, like stop exercising and eating really fatty foods or stuff like that.
How are you?
How am I? I'm doing okay. Just hanging out here, just testing this screen recording out and seeing how it's going. But I don't think you can lay it sideways. Yeah, I guess you can. But anyways, it's showing. I like it like this. What do you call it? Eating fatty foods and stuff like that. Well, you are paving the way for your death. You know, by it being unhealthy. If you're not exercising and you're eating a bunch of sugary foods, well, diabetes is in your future. Well, I don't have a family history of it. It can still happen if you're very unhealthy. Now, it don't always happen. I've seen a lot of fat people on my 600-pound life. They're not a diabetic, but they have other problems. You know, bad knees, bad heart. You know, so I mean, you're making yourself unhealthy. You're paving your way for your own demise. Same with, you know, smoking. Now, some people that's never smoked, they have what do you call it? They breathe pollution from the air, and they end up with cancer. And they're like, "Well, I never smoked," you know. Right, but what kind of chemicals you been exposed to? Well, nothing. You know, I worked in an office for years. Well, you can get cancer from the pollution out here. So,
Outside.
yeah, outside, exactly. That's what I said. That everything can pave your way for death, because everybody's destined to die. Everybody is. So does death cause it? Not really. Does demons attack the body? Yes, they do. They can cause cancer because they want to destroy your will to live there. When people get cancer, what do they usually do? Some people, they do turn to God. Other people, they feel angry at God. Why are you doing this to me? And they turn away from Him. And that opens the door for them. And then they make other poor choices. You know. So, I mean, there's different reasons on why you get different things. You know. But God, you know, how's He cause a child to die? A child to get cancer, and you're like, I just don't see any God that's loving, you know, giving a child cancer or allowing that to happen with a child, you know. Well, He knows that it's inevitable that everybody's going to die. And a lot of people say, well, I just don't see how so young they had their life ahead of them. I can't tell you that. I mean, I feel the same way. Why would you take a child like a friend of mine? Their daughter was born around the same time CJ was, and their daughter got brain cancer, and I'm like, I don't know what I would do. Would it get me closer to God? Especially to make that choice to stop doing chemo because it wasn't helping, and the choice to let her pass away. That's got to be the hardest thing ever for your child. You know, it's absolutely terrible. Would that make you closer to God? I have no idea. If CJ was in that situation, I do not know. I just don't know. But it happens, and somehow it could possibly change the outcome of a person's life. Some people, they can say, well, I'm more closer to God. I don't know, there could have been any reason. Only He knows the answer to that. So, when the last judgment comes or whatever, and you can talk to God, you can say, how come this is happening, God? And He might show you now. He might reveal to you, show you a Bible verse or something. Is that a cricket? I don't know. I don't know His plans. I don't know His whatever. I just know that, He knows. And, it's still heartbreaking. But if you say, well, that kid, why did it get cancer in the first place? It could have been factors during pregnancy. Could have been right after pregnancy. I don't know. It could have been, but what, they say demons give you cancer. Well, maybe He allowed it to happen to show the parents that, draw closer to me there. So you're killing children to draw me closer to you? You're allowing that to happen? Well, that's how you perceive it. You're looking at it like that in a negative way. That's Satan telling you, really? Are you looking at it that way? A lot of people say, well, don't blame it all on Satan. Well, he is the father of lies. He calls us to kill, steal, and destroy. Pretty much says it. So, anyway, I figured I'd try this out and see how it works out. I'm going to watch the video and then I'm going to probably post it. So there's wrinkles over there. And like I said, I can use this one, but I can't use the other one to go ghost hunting or whatever. That little fly's annoying. And you've seen the listening thing and the electromagnetic thing up there that
It's
tells you.
here.
What's here? You've said that twice. Anyway, I'll see you in the next video.